Welcome back, everybody. In today's video, we are going to be taking a look back at a pre-prohibition cocktail known as the Bijou. So we're going to talk about the cocktail family structure, then we're going to make the cocktail, and stay tuned to the very end because we're going to use that cocktail family structure to make our own fun and playful twist on this pre-prohibition classic. Hi everybody, I'm Chris from A Bar Above. I'm a 15-year veteran of the bar and somebody that loves making fun and creative cocktails. So we're gonna make the Bijou here in a moment together, but before we do, let's quickly take a look at the cocktail family that the Bijou lives inside of. So when we look at all of the ingredients, they all contain alcohol. So it's definitely gonna be in the spirit forward or martini cocktail family. More specifically, we are using a split base on the liqueur side, and we're using a very powerful herbaceous liqueur. So this is definitely going to push it into the improved martini subfamily. Now, we have done other cocktail videos in this particular cocktail family, and the thing that we always mention is this is all about precision and technique. We have to get all of the ratios correct in this particular cocktail, and more importantly, we really have to be focused on getting the dilution absolutely perfect. And when we do all of those things, this is where this cocktail family truly does shine and become memorable. So much so that even after 100 years or more, this style of cocktail still brings bartenders, enthusiasts back to recreate these flavors and do their own fun twists on this pre-prohibition style drink. So why don't we go ahead and make the Bijou together. To make the cocktail, we're going to go ahead and start by building everything in our mixing glass here. We're going to go ahead and start with our base spirit, in this case, gin. So the gin is going to be nice and herbaceous here. It's going to give us a really great kind of platform to build all of our other flavors on. Next, we're going to go ahead and use our sweet vermouth, and this one is going to be Noilly Prat. So this will also add a lot of herbaceous qualities, really reinforcing the flavors we're going after. And next, one of my favorite ingredients on the entire planet, green chartreuse. And if you haven't had this yet, I highly recommend trying to find a bottle. Now, the reason I said trying is because it is really, really hard to find this right now, but it's a very, very powerful herbaceous liqueur. And since we have all the sweetness from the sweet vermouth and the green chartreuse, we're gonna go ahead and balance it all out with a little bit of orange bitters. And that's everything. We're gonna go ahead and stir it and then put it up in our martini glass. So as I mentioned before, the key to these style of cocktails is proper dilution. So I'm going to give this a really good stir to get all the water into this cocktail and tie all of those ingredients together. Okay, and now we're just going to go ahead and strain it into our serving glass. And the traditional garnish is just going to be a brandy cherry. So there we have it, the Bijou. Now let's go ahead and give this a taste. That is wonderful. Very herbaceous. You get the gin in there, it really kind of makes his presence known. And then you get all those different layers, the orange bitters, the green chartreuse, and that sweet vermouth, really tying it all together. This is a phenomenal classic cocktail. For our variation, we're gonna go ahead and start the exact same way by putting all of our ingredients in our mixing glass. So the very first ingredient that we're gonna be using is our base spirit. So instead of gin, we're actually gonna be using Raicilla. So this is an agave-focused spirit, and it has a lot of smoke and weight on the palate, so it's going to be really, really good. It also has some vegetal qualities, which are going to reinforce some of the herbaceous elements of this particular drink. Next, instead of sweet vermouth, we're going to be using dry vermouth, and this is going to add a little bit more acid and make this a little lighter on the palate. Once again, we're going to be using chartreuse, and this is going to add that herbal backbone to this particular cocktail. Glug, 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 glug. That's how you know it's good. And this is where we're going to change things up a little bit. So we're going to be using one of our own Jalapeño and Celery tinctures to add a little bit of spice. This is going to go really well with the Raicilla. And that touch of salt in here is going to boost all these flavors up as well. And for the final element, we're going to use something a little bit non-traditional. We're going to be using celery bitters. And the hope is it's going to balance this cocktail out and add that whole other element of herbal qualities to this drink. And once again, we're going to add some ice and stir this cocktail. And finally, we're just going to go ahead and strain this into our serving glass. For our garnish, we're just going to do a simple lime twist here. As always, we're just going to put the oils right across the top. And there we have it, our version of the Bijou. So now let's go ahead and try our variation. Cheers, everyone. That is cool. That is a roller coaster. It starts really, really dense and meaty because of the Raicilla. You get some of those smoky elements in there. The salt really amplifies all those flavors. And the flavors evolve much more prolonged than the original, if that makes sense. Now I'm starting to taste even more of the salt, a lot more of the herbal qualities, and it's a wonderful, wonderful cocktail. It's a different journey by far than the original. There we have it. We have made the pre-Prohibition classic Bijou. We have talked about the cocktail family structure, and then we've used that cocktail family structure to come up with our own fun and really delicious twist. I highly recommend you try it, or something similar to that as well. So we're gonna have some more cocktail videos similar to this in the future. Hit the like, subscribe, and the bell icon, and you will get notified whenever we release those videos. Until then, I hope you guys are enjoying your favorite version of the Bijou. Cheers.